Hi, welcome to DIYSeniorPortrait.com. My name's Clay. Making your own great high school senior portraits is easier than it ever was. And the main reason is because cameras nowadays are super smart. You don't ever have to worry about exposure or the white balance. The camera does all the work for you. You just really have to get your subject in focus and press the shutter button, and the camera will even do the focusing for you. Advances in technology in cameras like these also allows it to actually detect faces in the scene and focus on the face. So really, if you can hold the camera steady and find a suitable location with good natural light, and your subject is cooperative, you can really make great senior portraits yourself, saving yourself hundreds of dollars. One of the other things that's happened is we've made a lot of advances in how many options you have as far as getting photographic prints go. When you buy your prints from a portrait photographer, that's where they make their money, is off the print. So they can be expensive. And meanwhile, everywhere else, the price of prints has plummeted. So you can actually shop around and find some exceptional values. The other thing is software's come way down, and the advances in software makes it real easy now for you to fix blemishes, to adjust the color, to add a vignette. All of those things that were complicated before are now really straightforward. You also have new options for getting your prints done. You can get them done from an online photo service. A lot of the local big box stores now do photo finishing, or you can print them yourself at home on your own inkjet printer. The advantages of making your own high school portraits are pretty significant. One is you can take a lot more time. The longer a professional photographer has to work on your pictures, the less money he makes. So he's going to try to scale back. However, you yourself can take a lot of pictures so that you'll have many, many pictures to choose from. And you have a much greater latitude in where you can schedule the photo shoot. And unlike the professional who's going to have limits on certain things, you can have as many locations as you want, you can have unlimited outfits, and you can use any props that you think are significant, even if you want to include pets. There's also a significant savings in money. Professional photographers work in a studio so that they're not at the mercy of the weather. And professional photography equipment isn't cheap, not to mention the cost of a building and insurance and all of those incidentals. It can really add up to a lot of money. So when a professional photographer asks for $600 for a senior portrait package, it may really be a reflection of the cost of doing business. However, if you produce your own senior portraits, you can do it for a fraction of the cost with readily available digital photographic equipment. And another sad fact is a lot of people that say they're professional photographers are really not that good. So you could end up paying more for your senior portraits and still being disappointed with the way that they turned out. So what are some of the disadvantages if you decide to do it yourself? Well, first of all, because you can spend more time on it, it's going to take more time to do. And all of that work falls on your shoulders. But if you take the time to go through this website, go over the tutorials, watch the videos, you should have a really good idea of what you're getting into before you start. So you could make a good informed decision about whether or not you want to make or buy your senior portraits. The main thing is remember the goal of the whole exercise, which is you really only want to come up with about 3 good shots. And at a minimum, you want to have 1 good shot at least that you can use as a wallet to send out with senior invitations or to give to friends at school. The 3 shots that you want to try to get would be a good full shot. That's a shot that covers from head to toe. A medium shot, which would be from waist or chest high to the top of the head. And then a nice head shot, which is primarily your face. The next thing that's going to be part of your overall goals is to have a nice print package. For a lot less money, you should be able to get a lot more prints and be able to have a really nice print package so that you can give your family and friends the pictures that they want. Now, prints are going to be the most expensive part of this whole process, so you want to shop around and make sure that you find the best prices on prints. You can really save some money doing that way. Another goal that you should have if you're going to attempt to do your senior portrait yourself is to have a good time with your friends or your parents. This is a really good time to bond with your friends and family and work together on the project. You know, there's no way you can do it by yourself, so you're going to have to rely on friends and family to get it done. The main thing is to keep your patience and also keep your enthusiasm, and things will go smooth. Lastly, everybody really knows that what makes a person beautiful is in here, not what's here. But if you take the time to dress up and take some really good pictures of you, it can really make you feel better about yourself. So I encourage you to at least give it a shot and keep an open mind about the process, even though really it is a social convention to make senior portraits. Now, the last thing I want to share with you is that there's no guarantees. In other words, even though we've gone to a lot of trouble to make sure that these tutorials are good, we've picked out equipment that will give you good results, because there's so many variables that are beyond our control, we can't guarantee that the pictures that you'll make will be as good as the pictures on this website. But also, you may make pictures that are better. The main thing is to read over the whole website and get an idea of whether or not you feel comfortable about your ability to do it. Thanks for coming to DIYSeniorPortrait.com. I'm Clay. Let's get on to the next video.